Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Yvonne and you have landed on Ginger Chick Rehab, where I love to take secondhand finds and make them over for you. But in today's video, I also love when I'm looking for secondhand finds, I look all over, not only Goodwill, Salvation Army, those type of thrift stores. You got your garage sales, you've got your yard sales, estate sales, but I love to go antiquing, not only to pick up treasures, but also to get inspired by others. So I'm going to be making the cutest little, oh my gosh, look at the picture. I saw it at an antique mall. They made it on a dowel rod. I'm going to do a no-sew version of it. So I ordered fabric off of Amazon because I really couldn't find any at Hobby Lobby. That's the only place I really looked. Anyway, so some stars with some blue fabric, gingham red check, and then the lace. Oh my gosh, look at, and I looked for their crocheted thicker one that wasn't so necessarily thin. Now this is in a whole bunch of different sizes, so I'm able to link all this if you're interested, because I thought it was super cute. Perfect for all year long. We're going to be putting it on a hanger. They put it on a dowel rod, but I'm going to put it on one of these old hangers because that'll make it super easy to hang. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get started. But now I kind of have to play with my dimensions. I think you just kind of make it up as you go, because then I'm fitting it on here. So I have plenty of fabric. So I'm kind of just lining up my hanger. I'm going to do a general cut first and then go in and tweak it. Since there's so much fabric to work with, then I can square it off. This was fabric that was sold by the yard, but I can see using this for many other things, or making multiple of these. Probably should cut a second one while I'm here, right? I'm just kind of going with the fold marks. Now, like, you look at this, but it'll be hot glued on the whole length of this, probably like starting a little bit here. So I'm not necessarily staying in the middle, like the inside part. Got to work with what's comfortable for me here. Cut off that part that we know we don't need. Square this so I have at least a square on something on two sides, and then shorten it up. I'm just guesstimating what I think will look good for me. So we're going to go on that 5. So if that's 5, I want 2 inches longer, I think. So cut the other one to match. I don't know, maybe I can fold it in quarters so I can see. I think I have a new blade, so I think it'll cut through that. That way at least I can see the size that I'm doing. I'm going to cut that frayed edge off. Oh yeah, it'll cut through there. And then I think we're going to do 1 inches, 1.5. Could do 1.5. No, that looks too large. We're going to 1.25. Maybe 1.25. So This is just one of those projects that you see inspiration and you just run with it. You do whatever your creativity takes you to tweak what you're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and double this to make it a little bit thicker. If I had some flat batting like quilting material, I might do that, but I don't have any of that. So it's going to be what it's going to be. But I'm going to go ahead once my hot glue gun is ready and glue this together. And then for my bottom, I'm actually going to glue these on, but I thought it would be fun to kind of gather them so they're not necessarily laying straight. And then I'll cut them to length. And now I need to find where my starting point is for my lace. Do the same thing. I'm going to fold it. I'm going to butt it right up so it's really close, almost like overlapping. That way, yep. And I have plenty to fold it over. I'm going to overlap it. Doesn't stick, I'll put a little bit more glue. I don't want to use the same every time. That's why I bought multiples. That one I don't need to fold over because that one's a skinnier one. So I'll work my way down and then I'll show you once I get to this point. Okay, now that we got into this part, yes, the hot glue will go, the hot glue will go all the way through the fabric. And I'm going to glue one of the long ones all the way down. Color, I was hoping to end up with the checked. Actually, I need it to go up all the way. Ever feel like you need an extra hand? There. That's what I needed it to do. See, look at that. Same thing, I'm gonna, if it doesn't completely match up there, that's okay, because I can cut extra off. Very good. I need an extra hand. Anybody want to come over? Give me a hand. Fold this in half. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and go down again. So I'm going to glue my blue on now. Oh my gosh. Look how cute that is turning out. I'm glad I did both sides. I really am. That didn't look like it was glued. There we go. Nope, I need to glue this side together first. So glue this side now. So I'm going to roll my little edge. I think I'm going to glue on the flag, and then I can decide where. There, press it down. So on these, I'm going to still fold it over so it gets that crinkled, but I'm going to go ahead and glue that first, because I think I'm going to go ahead and fold it over to keep along the lines of the same clean edge. Ta-da! It's too sweet. So fold over. Put a little glue. Hold my little edge over. Overlap just a little bit. Try to eyeball a clean line. Oh, so sweet. Didn't know if the glue would go all the way through on the lace. Okay, then I'll just keep going, working my way down. Okay, I'm just finishing up. I had to cut a few more of these stripes. You know, I cut enough for to do 2, and then I decided no, I wanted to double, and you know, those hangers aren't necessarily always something you find. So I'm like, no, I'm just going to do 1. So I'll save that hanger for another project, another day. Except I did not glue this top piece down. Probably should do that, huh? I just hung this on my cupboard. Anything that's extremely long, I don't think they necessarily need to be all the same length. I think it's kind of fun if they're not. Wish I had a longer one there, but I'm not changing it out. Oh, super cute. So we have some of this beautiful galvanized roofing material, and it's the season for flags, so I thought this would be perfect to cut out. I mean, it's just hanging out in the barn. So Chris is measuring. We know we have 13 stripes, kind of copying off what this flag is, so where he's going to cut it for me. Because as you see, it needs a bath, but might as well cut it first. But we did buy a device that cuts metal, so much easier. Safety first. So, counting our stripes. So is it just wide enough?
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
And then it'll be half the length.
Even though I'll be washing it, but.
Yeah. So that would be 21 by 21.
So now it's time to get this cleaned up. Even though Chris drew some chalk lines, I went in with a little Sharpie, black Sharpie, so I knew where my blue square will be. Not terribly dirty. Not terribly clean either. Here is my blue section. So now I just happen to always have on hand the 2-inch masking tape, and it just by chance happens that the lines are going to be 2 inches. So I'm going to start off at the bottom and make sure that we are all good. I don't know if I can do it in one long strip or not without getting it to kink up. My arms are only so long. Now I'm going to lay another one butted right up to it. Now it probably makes sense to take this one off and then put this one here so I can do my every other stripes. But I can tell that this tape is stretching, so my lines aren't going to stay necessarily straight if I reuse it. I got a wrinkle here. So yeah, it's stretching on me, so I'm not going to try to do that. I'm going to take this one off. So now I'm going to take where my blue section's going to be, my little marks. Line that up. So the way I'm doing it, this one is a little, so it'll have a little bit of a stripe there. Work with. For my red stripe, I'm going to be using Fusion's paint, paint primer, top coat all in one for York red. I'll make sure that I'm stuck down. I'm sure it'll take a couple coats to cover. This is a fun recycled art project, that's for sure. If you see any roofing, old roofing material. I'm working with what colors I have on hand, so I'm doing Willow Bank for my blue color, which I think is perfectly fine. Even though the red's still kind of just tacky wet, I'm going to start going in because if that's going to take 3 coats, my white I'm doing my last, but yeah, I'm going in for my dark right now. Gonna get my blue on here first. Switched over to the smaller brush for a little bit more control. Going to keep using the same small brush because I'm not dirtying multiple brushes. I don't think Willow Bank's that bad for the blue. Now for my white, I'm going to be using Picket Fence. I'm going to crick it out. Look at, there's actually, like, this is perfect, and I don't have to do a whole bunch of stars, like, and try to align them. I just need to kind of size it to what I need. I just have to rotate it because it won't, like, if I go to make it, it's going to tell me that my image is too large, so then I have to go in and then do the rotating. so it fits the long 12 by 24 mat. So, or it could be, yeah. I might have to shrink it a little bit because it might be a little too, it's probably going to tell me that it's, I'm just going to shrink it by a little bit. Do a little weeding. There they are. I'm sure you could use the vinyl lettering for something else, but I don't have anything else made right now. Or you could use the vinyl lettering as the stars on it, but I'm assuming that somebody's going to put this out in the weather, and I don't know how well that would hold up on metal. If I stuck this vinyl right on that painted surface, I'm pretty sure that I would just pull all the paint off. So what I'm going to do is once I get it on my transfer tape, I'm going to dirty up my vinyl. I'm pretty sure there's lots of sawdust and dust in this shop that I'm just cutting off the excess, that I will be able to get that, that done. Now, I already dirtied up my transfer tape. So I will show you how I did that. Let's get it. This is the same. As you can see, I dirtied it up. Because the transfer tape's going to be showing through where those stars are. So to dirty it up, I'm going to be using my palette wall. So I'm just going to stick it on my palette wall a couple times so that it's not so over sticky and it gets kind of dirty. So then I just move it to another spot. So that way it's not going to be terribly sticky and take off too much of the paint. I might have some touch up too. Okay. The things we do. It's hard because, you know, there's waves going on this. So cardstock would be hard. A stamp would be hard. I just have to commit. Looks like I'm probably not completely centered, but we're just going to take what we have. I'm not going to try to lift it up. So see why I wanted to get that dirty so then it didn't pull up in between my stars. I'm still going to be using that picket fence to do the stars, but I'm going to use a sponge dabber, which is a makeup sponge from the Dollar Tree store. I'm not going to have a ton on it. Then I'll probably have to go over it twice to get the bright white. I'm going to put my heat gun on the lowest heat setting. Just enough to warm the vinyl up just a little bit. In hopes. Nope, it's just going to make a mess. It's just going to be a mess. That's okay. I'll just have some touch up to do. Okay, just working on my touch up. Oh well. Some projects are harder than others. Okay, so the last thing I need to do now is to go ahead and drill some holes for it to hang. I decided to go here because there's already a hole over there. So there's one that is already, so might as well use that same hole. For the wire, I'm just going to go ahead and use the black wire. Do the little twisty knots so it stays on. I need a lot though, because this is long. There. Gotta twist it through here. That should be strong enough to hold it. There. So thank you so much for watching today's video, and what did you think? Did I reproduce the fabric flag? I thought it was super cute, super easy. You could have just put it on a dowel or something like that. Just happened to have a few old hangers laying around that I thought, oh my gosh, that is perfect for that. And then the metal galvanized flag. I've always really wanted to make one of those. I need to come up with an easier way to put the stars on in paint. I'd like it to be paint and not vinyl. It would have been way easier just to stick those on in vinyl and not have to go back and clean everything up. It was because it was wavy. And even the inspiration that I saw on Pinterest showed that she was using vinyl to make her letters. So how did she get her paints to stick on metal? I'm not sure, but that's okay. You know, not every project is like straightforward. It's not always like, okay, just paint it, put it on, and then you're done. It's not, you know, it's crafting, it's DIY, and sometimes you have to tweak it, sometimes you have to go back and fix it. it is what it is, right? So give me a quick comment down below. Have I inspired you to make any of these projects, or have you already made these projects and I'm just late to the game? So thanks again for watching today's video. And as always, if you're part of our YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you're new and you're checking out the channel for the first time and you liked what you saw, not only do I do DIYs and crafts, I love to make items over that have been pre-loved and get them to be loved again. So again, thanks for watching. We will see you next time, and you can see what we're up to. Bye.